This episode of The Young Turks is brought to you by Squarespace.
Luckily, the Iraq war is winding down. I know it's been a disaster, but remember, we have a deal with the Iraqis that by the end of 2011, we have to leave Iraq entirely. Now, and remember, in July of 2011, we're going to start to withdraw troops from Afghanistan. So good news all around. We're finally winding down these incredibly expensive wars. And in the case of Iraq, completely ineffectual. In the case of Afghanistan, fairly ineffectual, to say the least. Here's the bad news. Apparently, we're not. What? Well, we just got a report in from the Pentagon today, Defense Secretary Robert Gates, saying that the members of the Iraqi government have indicated that they are, quote, very open to a continuing presence by the United States. Okay, first of all, they might be open to it, and I'm not sure about that, but why are we open to it? Okay, we've been there plenty long enough, lost plenty of troops there for reasons no one can still decipher, and God, we have wasted over $1 trillion there. It's madness. By some estimates, when you figure in the future costs, up to $3 trillion. All right, well, Pentagon spokesperson Elizabeth Robin says, quote, we are willing to entertain a request for continued assistance, consistent with our commitment to a long-term partnership with Iraq, but the ball is in the Iraqis' court to ask. Well, let's hope to God they don't ask. Now, they say they're going to ask, and they're talking about anywhere between 10 to 20,000 troops. It ain't going to be 10. It's much more likely to be around 20,000 troops that we're going to keep in Iraq past 2011. I hope the reports are wrong. What are we doing, man? Enough is enough. Larry Korb, who's a national security, one of the top national security experts in the country, says, look, this might actually hurt our cause in Afghanistan and in other places. Because if, the Taliban, for example, see that we're going to stay in Iraq despite all of our assurances that we would not. Remember, we're going to dismantle our bases. We said they weren't permanent. And now if we turn around and we say, well, we are going to stay indefinitely with, tens of thousands of troops, well, what message does that send? I think it sends a terrible message across the world, but I'm much more interested in here, the United States. It sends a message that we're going to keep spending a tremendous amount of money there and probably losing a lot of lives over there for no good reason. Now, when you get to Afghanistan, it's not any better. We were supposed to start significant withdrawals in July of 2011. Well, we now find out the number is about 5,000. Whoop-de-frickin-do. We got about 100,000 troops there. That's 5%. I can do the math for you. But they assure us, don't worry, that's the beginning. By the end of 2011, we might withdraw another 5,000. Ooh. You know what that means? That means we're not really withdrawing. We're just, it's just smokes and mirrors. It's just games. You know that when President Obama put 30,000 more troops in, not a lot of people caught this. Defense Secretary Robert Gates said, oh yeah, I have to do a slight correction on that. Just as a matter of logistics, etc., I'm going to add 8,000. Now remember, the military originally asked for 40,000. I mean, that is such an Obama compromise. They asked for 40,000. He was thinking of putting none in. Eventually, he puts 38,000 in. So the amount that they're withdrawing in July is less than the correction. Absurd. But look, so many people are tired of it. Even Republicans now are saying, and of course it's because it's President Obama. If it was a Republican president, they'd be like, no, we have to stay forever. But luckily it's a Democratic president, so now it's become bipartisan. Bob Corker is saying people are incredibly frustrated. He says our troops there and some of the people he speaks to in the military are frustrated with what's going on in Afghanistan. What's the mission? When does it ever end? Why are we supporting the corrupt government of Afghanistan? To what end? There's a bipartisan group in the House, 4 Republicans, 4 Democrats, calling for withdrawal, led by Chaffetz, who's a Republican from Utah, and Welch, who's a Democrat from Vermont. Okay, hey, that's good. Howard Dean has just changed his mind on it. He said, look, I was in favor of the Afghanistan war. I was in favor of President Obama's strategy. But now we've gotten to the point where we don't really have a partner for peace there. Hamid Karzai keeps, blaming us for every single thing that happens. He hasn't made any improvements. There's still rampant corruption, et cetera, and the list goes on. So we gotta go. We gotta get out of there. We just got bin Laden. It's a perfect moment to say, mission accomplished. Kind of, at least a little bit. Now let's get out of there and stop wasting our money there. You know all these cuts that they're doing domestically? The Republicans just suggested another $45 billion in cuts in domestic spending. Is anybody cutting Afghanistan? No. Now, I told you about the bipartisan effort, and by the way, Ron Paul got huge cheers in the Republican debate in South Carolina when he said we should leave Afghanistan. So the Republican voters are there, the Democratic voters are there. In fact, almost every poll shows 60% and above for leaving and within the year. Like, we, the American people, overwhelming majority saying, leave, gone, end of this by the end of the year. We're planning to withdraw maybe 10,000 people by the end of the year, and we're planning to stay at least till 2014. Stop wasting our money there. What are you going to do? Fix Afghanistan? I mean, part of quote-unquote fixing Afghanistan is you want to change their culture. Man, look, I don't love their culture, and I've said that many times on this show. I'm not afraid to say that, but I don't want our army trying to change other people's culture. It's one thing to disagree with it. It's another thing to try to change it with weapons and an army. That ain't never going to work. That's not how you're going to do it. What a waste of money, and unfortunately, we continue to go in that direction. If you want to build a website or a blog, where do you go? You go to squarespace.com.
With Squarespace, you don't need any coding experience, and the best part is you can even edit your website on your iPhone.
They give you 24/7 support.
Go to squarespace.com/TYT and get a 2-week trial for free.